Sun City recently played host to the 6th round of the SA Off-Road Car Racing Championship presented by ABSA. This internationally acclaimed resort is set in the heart of an ancient volcano and has a unique heartbeat and African rhythm of its own. The tranquil oasis-like resort belied the fact that the surrounding Pilanesberg area hadn't had rain for months. The Sun City 400 was organized by Off-Road South Africa, and the route set out in the Pilanesberg area promised to be a tough test for man and machine. 30 production vehicle and 37 special vehicle crews from all corners of South Africa and neighboring Botswana entered the event, and for many of them it would be a make-or-break situation as far as their overall and class championship aspirations were concerned. Nissan has reigned supreme, winning every race this season, with the Ford and Toyota teams seemingly not having an answer to their dominance. A similar situation is developing in the special vehicle category, where the locally designed and built Bats have taken the battle to the various American imports that have dominated the scene for decades. The presence of Belgian Gregoire de Medius, who was entered in an Audi V8 powered Bat, added a touch of international flavor to the Sun City 400. As per usual, teams attended to documentation and scrutineering formalities, while service crews were hard at work making final adjustments to their vehicles in preparation for the 40-kilometer prologue, the results of which determined starting positions for the main event, which would comprise 3 laps of a tough 130-kilometer route. Class D contender Piet Haasbroek had problems from the moment he offloaded the Castrol Toyota Land Cruiser from the trailer.
Volgende toen we van start toe, we alleen net in start en het geen compressie in. Ik ben zo naar die tappers kan wel afval zien ons die timing belt is. Kit timing kit en gebruik. Nou en ik ben ons kan er misschien nog gerecht van. Die komen in point. Dat zie je wel, die alles gebruik. Ja. Dat is de maar een van de uitdagingen. Gewoonlijk doen de cruiser in je bij jaar een goede eenheid. Hij doet die andere goed breken, maar die ene breekt gewoonlijk nooit. Maar hier slagen de ene nog gebreken.
Production Vehicle Championship leaders Hannes Grobler and Richard Leek showed the rest of the field the way home when they set the fastest time in the prologue. This would place them in good stead for the main event, as they would have no dust with which to contend. This was the 4th time that the proudly South African Nissan pair had qualified on pole. Teammates Duncan Foss and Mike Griffith qualified 28 seconds slower, while Neil Woolridge and Ken Scholthammer were a further minute behind in the 3.4-litre V6-powered Team Ford Racing Ranger. The former champions last won an event in November 2001 and were intent on halting Nissan's 12-event winning streak. They could have done without this unnecessary delay. And Francois Jordan had a wild ride when they misread an instruction on the route schedule and went straight instead of turning right soon after the start of the prologue. Many crews would suffer a similar fate. De Villiers and Jordan won the Queen Motorspares Taka 400 and were confident of repeating the feat on the Sun City 400, but it seemed as if Lady Luck was not on their side. A hairdryer that is used as a demister short-circuited and caught fire. This scary moment cost them valuable time, and they could only qualify 4th fastest, over 2 minutes behind Grobler and Leek, and a mere second faster than Api Reinicker and Robin Houghton in the Castrol Toyota Land Cruiser. This tricky section of the route would prove to be the undoing of many crews. Mark Corbett and Jason Brouwer were the fastest special vehicle qualifiers in the Audi V8 powered Century Property Developments BAT, and were followed 6 seconds later by husband and wife Gerard and Quovi du Plessis in the Mobile Jimco. Gerard won 4 events in 2002, but has been plagued by mechanical problems this season, which has resulted in 4 non-finishes. Botswana-based Zane Noble and Richard Hope qualified 8th fastest in the Class S Abe's Furniture Raceco. Class S caters for space-frame vehicles with beam or trailing arm front suspensions like the Rapsa Raceco of Nada's Alberts and Colin Hunter. Alberts won the Caledon 400 3 years ago and decided to retire, but found the attraction of off-road racing too great and bought the ex-Greg Dowse Toyota 1000 winning Raceco. He could have done without this delay caused by arch-rival and multiple former champion Richard Schilling and Ashley Thorne in the Plastotech Raceco. The veteran pair were making a rare appearance at an off-road race and could only qualify 45th after the engine management system failed. Albert's career spans over 2 decades, during which time he won many races. Gary Bertolt and Brandon Harkers weren't too happy with 10th after losing time with a puncture. Rashid Noble and nephew Faisal Noble qualified 11th in the powerful Abe's Furniture Aceco. The burly Botswana businessman is well known for his fast prologue times, but hasn't seen the finish line too often in the past. Noble has a preference for mega horsepower V8 engines, and the unit fitted to the Aceco develops 440 horsepower. In sharp contrast, the O'Higgins Koppelung Hotel Mighty Mag is the smallest special vehicle in the field. Rob Walk managed to qualify 12th, only 6 seconds behind Noble. Production Vehicle Championship contenders Mark Ronier and Chris Birkin were one of many crews caught out soon after the start of the prologue. Unlike Terence Marsh and Trevor Ayer, they survived their ordeal. Newcomer to off-road racing Cronje must rate as the find of the year, and his podium finishing performances in the Castrol Toyota Hilux 2.7i have amazed the veterans of the sport. Class S Championship leader Nick Goslar and co-driver Warren Bowie had a good run in the O'Higgins Koppelung Hotel Raceco and managed to post the 14th fastest time. Team Ford racing pair Manfred Schroeder and Jack Peckham qualified 18 seconds slower than arch rivals Cronje and Birkin. Last year they rolled the Ranger in this section of the route, and it took a large front-end loader to lift the stricken vehicle out of the donga. Much was expected of Belgian Gregoire de Mavius in the adrenalized corporate entertainment bat, but he found the going a little tough and would start 33rd after repeatedly getting lost. John Weir-Smith and stand-in co-driver Peter Karam also had a tough time in the O'Higgins Koppelung Hotel Super Team Jimco. Regular co-driver Jeff Minnett had to sit this one out after severing tendons in his left hand. Weir-Smith is known for his hard-charging, sometimes aggressive style, and this frustrating delay was the last thing the Toyota 1000 winner needed. His run would come to an end when the left front spindle sheared off. The prologue took its toll on vehicles, and services crews were hard at work repairing damage and preparing vehicles for the following day's main event, which would comprise 3 laps of a dusty, rough 130-kilometer route that would include dry riverbeds, dongas, rocks, and high-speed sections. Sponsor and team management and some of the drivers took time out for a round of golf on the Lost City course.